they are from age 18 to 35.
Wow. That's the critical part of the society.
Yes. And we train them in core leadership. So we have leadership, a leadership module, we have accountability and ethics module, and then we have contemporary issues affecting Africa. And we try to make it as experiential and project-based as possible. So we, for example, one cohort was here when the 2 banks were closed down, and so it was a project about how do you deal with something like this in your country, should not happen in your country, you know, and things like that. We try to make it as project-based as possible. And then we also make sure that we talk to businesses.
Natural.
So we went to Times, for example, and we were talking about some issues that they have, which they cannot resolve. So I said, okay, why don't we bring these young people to you? They will come and just, you know, look at the issues, and they will look at it from the outside in.
That's true.
You know,
much from a very neutral position.
Neutral position, and they'll be able to give you, you know, issues, or they'll be able to give you solutions to the problems that you have.
That's true.
Anyway, so those are the things that we do. So in terms of contemporary issues, we look at slum development, we look at terrorism, for example, construction. You know, so if they are doing the slum, we'll take them to a slum area, and so they can witness exactly what happens there, and come up with solutions to how they can deal with it. Take them on field trips as well. And then we have the specialization tracks: civil society management, business and entrepreneurship, and public policy and management. A lot of the people will come in doing business and entrepreneurship. Quite a lot will do civil society, and we have maybe 40 people doing public policy. Because you need to be in public policy to understand public policy and how you can bring change.
Crafted to bring change.
Exactly. It is
public policy is very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable and very challenging. But it is amazing. Some young people have come to the program and they've gone out and created, for example, the Africa Advocacy Network, you know, where all these young people will look at policies and determine how they can work with it. But after the training, they will do 1 month of internship, 1 month of mentorship, and then 1 month of community service. It is a requirement. And that's when we need partners like American Chamber of Commerce to come in, take them on as interns, you know, and if there's even some community service that needs to be done, we can marshal these people to come and help, you know, with the community service and all of that. So those are
so it's the requirements of 1 month of internship and then 1 month mentorship. Mentorship, would they become the mentors now, mentoring others, or they just they are mentees and they are mentees,
and we require mentors for them. So the mentors, they have to sort of align in terms of the goals that they want to achieve for their mentorship, and then they work with them for a month to make sure. And sometimes the relationship, of course, mentorship 1 month is not really ideal, and so sometimes the relationship goes on and on for a long time, which is good. But we also encourage them as part of their projects to mentor younger people. So a lot of them have projects. There's a lady in the Gambia who is amazing. She's the only engineer in her company, and she now goes around each of the villages or the communities in the Gambia, brings young people together and talks to them about STEM. So to pick their interest, to pick their interest so that they can get into science and technology. And she runs workshops and clinics for them and all of that. So we encourage them to have projects to give back to the society, because our project goal is to ensure that these people make a difference, make a significant difference actually in their communities, their organizations when they go back, and their countries are guy, and they establish the cocoa chocolate, manually making chocolate. Organic, but they employ cocoa farmers' wives to do this in Togo. You know, and I think, was it 2 years ago or last year, when Togo celebrated their anniversary, they were commissioned to produce all the chocolate for the anniversary celebrations. So some of our young
people, this is empowerment.
Exactly, and they are doing well, and they are providing employment for other young people. It's part of the advocacy to get the right leadership in place.
At least they become aware of their communities, they realize what the problems are and figure out the solution.
Exactly. Okay. And you know, young people are very idealistic. They are. The world is their
stage now.
Their stage, exactly. And so businesses will really benefit from bringing them on board as interns. They gain, the businesses also gain because they come with a fresh pair of eyes, fresh minds to look at issues that may have, the companies may have struggled with for a long time. So that's the kind of thing that we want for them. So, and they are, part of our mandate actually is also to strengthen relationship between Ghana or Africa and American institutions.
Okay.
And if we are dealing with American institutions, really, that is what they can do.
That's what they get.
Yes.
No, for us, we are excited because one, it offers us the opportunity to engage our companies who have access to the next middle-level managers who are good, and it also gives our companies the opportunity to mentor these young people.
Yes.
And particularly for us at the Chamber, we are happy about this, and so we are putting our money where our mouth is, as they say. So we offer spaces to some of them to attend our meetings, to interact.
Yes.
And part of that project is also coming to talk to you, to put out the information to our members.
Absolutely.
And we spoke with Richard and Co. and said we even want to track our members who take these young people, so that at the end there could be some kind of award ceremony to these companies who are really doing well.
Yes. I think that is great. That would be because mentorship is really critical.
Very.
A lot of it depends on the mentee, but the young people, they are so hungry for success that they are not stable, and so they need older people, more experienced people to guide them, and to basically show them, the path that they should take. So this would be really, really good for us as well. And we can't wait to let our people know.
We are more than happy.
Yes, there's a lot of things happening with these young people, but it's not out there. When I joined, one of the things I realized is that because it's targeted at the young people. It's very, very popular on social media sites. But if you go to organizations, they haven't heard of YALI.
That's true.
And so what we are doing is trying to, not change it, but turn it around, where we are now in traditional media as well, talking to people about what YALI stands for, what YALI does, so that we can then get them to also support us, because we can't go there ask for money when they don't know what we do.
That's true.
Okay, but apart from that, running the course was very expensive.
I know.
And so we needed to pare down the cost.
It's very nice. It's nice. You know how young people want to feel.
Yes. And so it is very, very important that they come in, and the colors will drive their creative juices to flow and things like that. But that's what we have tried to do. Basically trying to make this institutionalize this, so that it's not just a project.
Yeah, it moves beyond that. It comes to stay.
It comes to stay. So the building is part of our system. The program it's usually 17 weeks.
That's true.
It was very, very expensive. It cost us like $6,000 per head.
Per head, okay.
And so what we did was to look at all our cost centers and determine what we needed to do. We ran an online program as well, very, very successful.
Okay.
The best in Africa as far as the regional leadership centers is concerned, because a lot of them haven't gotten their act together with the online. But we have
even the East Africans.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a very successful one. And so what we did was to look at the cost and say, okay, instead of bringing them here 5 weeks, because 5 weeks they have to be in GCC accommodation, we pay dollars for that, we have to feed them for 5 weeks, we have to take them around, air costs are the same, so we cannot do that. But what we thought was create a hybrid project where the core courses of leadership, ethics and accountability and contemporary issues are run online.
Okay.
So they do that 2 weeks online. We give them 1 week's rest to manage their travel arrangements and all of that, and then we bring them here for their tracks. Because the tracks, it needs to be hands-on. You need to teach them how to write proposals, how to do this, how to do that. It needs to really to be hands-on. So when they come here, we spend, I think, the first 3 days basically going over what they did online. And you need her to pass to be able to come here. And so you can't just go and, you know. So we spend 3 days to go over and recap everything that was taught online. And then we get into the tracks. And it's really worked well. We piloted it with cohort 8.
Okay.
It was very successful, and the governing council said that's what we should do. So that brings down our cost, because instead of accommodating them for 5 weeks, we now accommodate them for 3 weeks. So the cost saving means that we can extend this. In fact, so this year we are actually running 5 cohorts instead of 3 here in Ghana.
Wow.
And we are doing 3 cohorts in Nigeria instead of 2.
Okay.
And as for online, it's, you know, we currently have an online cohort that consists of 778 people.
Wow.
And we have trained about 2,500 people already.
Okay.
Okay, so that's really, we are really excited about the potential that this has. But the project will end in 2019, and we need to find.
It's a few months away.
Yes. Well, about a year, in March or April 2019.
Okay. And we are very sure that we need to find our own internal resources.
We need to find our own internal resources. Dow Chemical has given us a lot of money, and it's now, you know, the last time they came here, we brought Chef Elijah, 2 of our participants who are doing extremely well. They shared their stories and they said, why don't you put this on CNN?
Yeah.
Voices of Africa.
Yeah, that's
true. Know? And so they've actually commissioned a media company from East Africa to do some stories from East Africa, from West Africa, from South Africa, put them all together, and I think that they'll put them on CNN. And that is the you know, the thing that I think for me kills me is, what are all these people going to do? We need to train them so that they can come up with ideas that will put businesses, you know, that will create businesses. They can employ themselves and employ other people, you know. So we are really excited, but we need the funds. We need to work.
That's true.
So we are looking at everything that we can do to make sure that this continues. You know, these facilities, for example, are also available for meetings, for conferences, and all that. So we started, you know.
Companies and organizations like us will pay to come and hold.
Exactly. That's the thing. We have a rooftop upstairs.
Oh, for reception?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that is also available for hiring.
Okay.
You know.
This has to continue. I can tell you, authority, that our members are really interested in this.
That'll be
and our goal is to expose more of your course to them and also talk about the program.
Yes.
So that those who have money to put in education, training, CSR, they will look your way.
So those who have CSR strategies that are aligned to youth empowerment, youth leadership training, and all of that, this really is the place to do it. This is the place to do it. Yes. So please come and help.
We will. Thank you very much.